So, we're finally at maps. Just getting the build settled in here. I'll go through and show you what some of the gameplay looks like, and then I'll show you the new items I'm using, what's changed in the tree. Spoiler, just not much. I haven't had much time to play, so we're just at the very beginning of maps. Once again, the bell is still OP. We're using Wave of Frost just to get our power charges up from far away. And now we can do this. This also chills, which is nice. I'm going to try and get some nodes on the tree eventually that give us more damage if we have something chilled recently. If you're wondering why I'm always rolling back, it's because of stuff like that. There's so many on-death effects, so keep that in mind while you're playing. Just trying to get to the boss here as fast as I can. We are using Sniper's Mark as a way of getting power charges on bosses. Usually during just mapping like this, hasn't really been needed. As you saw before, once you put that bell down, everything really just melts. We definitely do need some movement speed on our boots at some point. It takes a while to find the map bosses. I'm assuming this is some sort of almost pity system where if you've killed enough mobs and you haven't found the boss yet, it'll just sort of show it on the map, which is nice considering how large the map size is right now. So to go over what we have so far. So here's the gear right now. The biggest changes has been this. I was very happy with this. We crafted this. The corruption is at 19% of damage taken recouped as life. I don't think it really helps much with the life pool I have, but nice to have. The important things here is that evasion and energy shield. The resists are nice as well, but mainly the evasion and energy shield because that lets us get 202 spirit. I bought these today. They're great. The electrocution, it's basically a stun, right? You've seen the gameplay. I'm stunning things from far away, adds an extra layer of safety. The problem is once you put these on, sure, reduce attack and cast speed, but also on top of that, you're missing everything else that would have gone into the slot, right? So you're missing resistances, now you're missing life, you're missing any really significant amount of energy shield. It's a trade-off. But just trying it out. The weapon's the same. Upgraded some of my jewelry, helmet, boots, amulet just for resistances. So now we are almost res capped, which is great. Unfortunately, these were all quite. They were a little bit expensive to get. Some I bought, some I crafted, some I found. The trade-off once again for all these is there's no life on these, right? So we're at 1400 life, 1000 energy shield. Thanks to Ghost Shroud and the evasion and physical damage reduction, this has been okay so far. The problem is those on death effects, which is why I'm rolling back as I'm killing the mobs. And it's also why we're using Wave of Frost to get that initial power charge from far away. And as I mentioned before, this is chilling. So eventually we do want to get this. So 30% element damage if I've chilled recently. And we're shocking all the time, so that's not a problem. So that's 60 damage right there. And I do want to incorporate Ignite somehow. We'll most likely do this on Cast on Shock. And that'll be a nice 90% increased damage there. Speaking about damage increases, we'll at some point also go down here and get this. So we'll do 50% increased lightning damage while affected by Herald Thunder. Right now I'm just working on getting this power charge here. So we have 2 power charges, which buffs our charge staff, which gives you damage per power charge. And then after that, we're gonna get the crit chance right here, all of this. And then we'll either go for these or the other elemental damage node I talked about. And that's really it passive tree wise. At some point I would like to grit these. I just really want the ascendancy stuff to drop so I can go and grab these. Gem wise, so Cast on Shock we're running Eye of Winter because it gives increased critical weakness on hit. I don't think this is worth it. I'm trying to increase the sockets here so that I can have things like fork, more projectiles. The damage doesn't really matter here. I just want more and more projectiles I want it to hit so that we can stack that critical weakness, because the critical weakness is basically just giving us more crit chance. Thus far I haven't seen it work that well. Either kill things too fast, or when I do see the little icon on the mobs, it's very, very low amount, like 0.5% or 1% crit chance. So not sure if this is worth it because it doesn't hit as often as it needs to. Let's see, is there anything else has really changed? Okay, so since we do have all this extra spirit now, every single buff that's running like this, like Herald of Thunder, Ghost Dance, I've just added every buff I can to it. So I've added Clarity, I've added Vitality, I've added Culling Strike. Well, Culling Strike doesn't have an effect on spirit, but let's see what else I've added. I've added Herbalism. All these increase the spirit cost. Some of them are not very helpful, like Vitality. It's some percent of our life, but our life pool isn't that high. But it's there because just to use of the spirit and not give up another skill slot to run something else. Sniper's Mark is our way of getting power charges on bosses. Hasn't been helpful so far really because you've seen the gameplay. The bosses die too fast. Tempest Bell, of course, just melts everything. We still have that. yeah, I mean, we can increase the damage by swapping out persistence if we really needed to, but right now we just have this running, and that's really it at this point. Yeah, if you want any tips or something, I would just say focus on getting your energy shield and your life up and your evasion up, especially if you do have this and these two nodes. It's great for survivability. If you are playing charge staff, you're ranged. That helps a lot. These might not be worth it yet. I just grabbed them because, honestly, easy way to make money right now, for me at least. I'll show you. I've basically just been identifying anything, and if it seems like something, that's worth it, I just throw it into this 1 exalt price tab. If it's worth more, the 2-1 or the 4-1. And I've found it's quite easy to make exalts instead of just slamming my own gear. That being said, everything you pick up, identify it. See if you can get double resist or single res on it. If you get a single res and something else good on it, you may as well regal it just to see if you get double res so you can sell it for a lot. I've sold a few things now for 8 or 10 exalts, which is how I was able to buy some of this gear. It's just a nice way of getting currency. There were some changes recently where currency does drop more often, and I think they also buffed loot overall. I haven't seen the effect too much, just because, as you saw, my maps they don't have that many mobs on it, and the map is quite big. I'm hoping that will change once I start getting to tier 2 and higher maps. But so far I am a little bit limited by the Atlas passes. I only have 2 points so far. I would like to make it to this, just so I can get better waystones that drop. And yeah, I mean that's it for now. Hopefully the post tomorrow will be deep into maps, and this tree will be filled out, and we'll have finally gotten all the crit chance nodes on the passive tree as well. That's about it for this one.